a long story, but I'm gonna try to abbreviate it. I got into grilling because I like fire. I like fire from an early age. Like fire so much to set the front yard on fire when I was 4. Uh,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, cats, dogs, mice, frogs, snakes, caterpillars, butterflies, giant jellyfish in the ocean. Shout out to y'all. Welcome to the Big Back Lounge, where we talk about real tips instead of relationship tips. I am your host, Neek. You can follow me on all social media outlets under the name The Price of Wings. Now, didn't I tell you I went to Tennessee State University? We have a deep pool of people, we went to school with. So I have a whole deep pool of people I can just pull out, have them on the show, and we can have a good time. And this guy right here is a foodie, a teacher, and he owns some hot sauce brand. So welcome to the lounge, my guy Brian. How you doing, Brian?
I'm good, man. Appreciate you having me on.
No problem. Now let's start off with your career choice, which is a teacher. So how long have you been teaching?
I've been in education altogether for 8 years.
Okay.
This is my 4th year as a lead classroom teacher.
Oh, okay. 4th year. Okay. So what have you learned between these last 4 years?
Man, the more you take on, the more responsibility, especially in education, come with a lot more paperwork. So that's that's been the teaching part is great. Running your classroom, that's a lot of fun. That paperwork, though, man, that's the hardest part of the job.
To get the first one to talk about paperwork on this show. I've had 2 other teachers, they didn't mention nothing about no damn paperwork.
That's all we do in special education, man. It's like we teach the kids, but a good chunk of the job is us making sure we got all those T's crossed and I's dotted when it comes to, like, paperwork and stuff.
Okay, so what are some interesting things that you said as you thought when you was a kid? You was like, oh, okay, this is strange, and now you're looking at it like, oh, it's a reason for this.
Oh man, you know what? The thing I appreciate, like my congregation and even my family, and my high school, we always had like a lot of inclusion. So
Mhm.
I've always been around people with special needs. It was never anything that was strange or unique to me. So that's something now I realize why that was so important. Having individuals who have learning differences or different abilities, like them being around as many, what we consider neurotypical people, or, that helps them grow too. And I didn't realize that at the time. I just kind of took it for granted. But now, being on the professional side, I see how important that is. So that's something I try to encourage.
Okay, that's cool. You're the first special ed teacher that we had on here. We had 2 other high school teachers, my cousin and Shantae. Shout out to you two. And you're the first of the special ed side. So, all right, now let's talk about Smokehouse hot sauce. So, how did that come along?
So my dad has been gardening for 53 years altogether.
Wow.
So we grew, man, since he's been in this house. We got a good stretch of land on where we live. We live in Southwest Memphis. I always tell folks it's the country's part of Memphis.
Right.
We got large stretches of just undeveloped land still down here. It's where, if you're not familiar with it, it's where Fuller Park is. A lot of folks, that's how they know about Southwest Memphis. They come to Fuller Park. But
Yeah.
he's always been an avid gardener. So when I was about 16, he started growing hot peppers, habaneros in particular. And
Mhm.
I fell in love with the heat, man. So those first couple of tries at hot sauce when I was in high school weren't too successful. Like, it'll blow your brains out hot, wasn't a lot of flavor. But I merged my second love of grilling with the hot sauce, and that's where Smokehouse came from. I started smoking the peppers and stuff we were growing and blending them up, and vinegar, all the good stuff you mix in there. I was like, "Hey, that's good." So I thought I was onto something. I let a few friends try it, and they're like, "Man, you need to sell this." So I started bottling and selling it a few years ago. Now, but it's been a bit of a hiatus because I was in grad school. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm trying to get back in the full swing of things this fall when we start getting that crop coming in.
Oh, okay, okay. Also, congrats on getting your master's from University of Memphis. Congrats.
Appreciate
Okay,
you, man.
so you might as well segue this to the food. So, making the hot sauce. What do you think is the most interesting part of making it?
Balancing it because I grow habaneros, ghost peppers, Trinidad scorpion, jalapeno,
Oh, you trying to
serrano.
kill people? Okay. As soon as you
That
said
ghost
scorpion, I
pepper,
said no. Mm-mm.
the ghost pepper, the one you got to watch out for, man. That
Oh, you
joint
do.
is it's like it's almost like a habanero got a little character to it. It's still kind of fruity, it tastes sweet a little bit. A ghost pepper is just pain. Like it's almost got a chemical taste to it. So it's like you got to balance that out with, but the heat is unmatched. And then
Right.
when you smoke it, it mellow out a little bit and it get a little more flavor. So it's like finding that right mix of putting a little bit of this, putting a little bit of that in there, putting some smoked garlic, some roasted garlic, all that good stuff in there. Balancing it out that's the hardest part, but it's the fun part too because you get to experiment.
Right. So between the ghost pepper and the habanero, which one would you actually put on food right now, and people will not get scared to try it?
I I would do the habanero, and the reason why I say that, if I take the seeds and the membrane out the habanero, you're just gonna get a lot of fruit flavor. Like it's gonna the heat is gonna
Oh,
be
okay.
there. But it's like you eat it and then it's gonna be gone. It don't matter
Oh,
what you
okay.
do to a ghost pepper. You can take the seeds, the membranes out, chop that bad boy up, puree it, mash it. You put it on anything, you could be like, "What is this? Why are you trying to kill me?" It's it's no covering it, man. It's just pure heat.
So basically, the one that you can cover is habanero, as a ghost pepper, no. Okay.
Yeah, ghost pepper. If when you smoke it and do all that good stuff, I put it like this: for a whole batch of hot sauce, I probably put in, and I'm talking about gallons. I probably get like 5 or 6 gallons out of this. I might put 16 ghost peppers in there, and you gonna notice that heat. Like it stretches that much out. So a
Wow.
little bit go a long way.
That's it probably does with that ghost pepper, man. I'm not trying that. You can keep it away from me, especially the scorpion, because I smelled it one time. I smelled the dried out scorpion, and I was like, you know what? It's named after a bug, so it's gonna be dangerous.
You know,
Anything named out of an animal is gonna be dangerous. So yeah, I keep away from the scorpion.
yeah, it got a
Eh,
sting. The
Yeah, it
scorpion got
does.
character though. It's got a little flavor to it too. It's in between like the ghost and the habanero. It's like
Hmm.
not as hot as the ghost pepper, but it's hotter than the habanero.
Okay, that makes sense. But I'm not trying no ghost pepper. You can keep it away from me. That one too.
No, the Carolina Reaper, the one you got to watch out for. I tried
Oh
to
yeah.
grow one up last
Ooh,
year. I couldn't grow
I'm
it.
not gonna lie to you. I had a piece of one, the smallest piece.
Yeah,
I was dying. I was
I
dead. Like they gave me a milk. Like I had to get a milk full of this water
yeah.
bottle size. Fast, fast. I was like, you know
You
what,
know,
bro? Keep it away.
I did the one chip challenge a few years ago, and
Right.
that like the heat itself, that wasn't the worst part. Worst
Mm-hmm.
part was just my guts, man. Like I'm sitting there recording. I was like, all right, because you're not supposed to drink water for like 20, 30 minutes. That wasn't the
Right.
problem. About 15, 20 minutes after eating it, my mouth was cool. That's when the problem started in my stomach, man. I was like, nope. I said,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
stomach
go on
got
and end the
problem.
video, y'all. I had to go take a nap, man. Like I was a preschooler.
Oh boy, I couldn't do no one chip challenge. I saw it. I was like, nope, not for me. I am straight.
Man,
All
when
right.
it started like taking folks out, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that again.
All right. It was a no. It was a no. Mm-mm. I saw one video. I was like, homeboy just ate that chip kind of fast. Then it started going minutes and minutes. I was like, nope, nope. His stomach gonna be towed up.
I think they made it worse. So I think I got in the last year where it was actually still edible. Now they got it. They're putting some stuff on there now I never even heard of. So I think I'm gonna I'm gonna bow out gracefully and just be 1 for 1 with a perfect record.
I feel you. I feel you. Now you said your dad was a gardener for over 50 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, learning everything from him, what was something that you didn't know about gardening that you look at now and was like, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I can tell you right now, and I always tell people whenever they say they don't like a particular fruit or vegetable, the difference in the quality and flavor of something you grow yourself versus what you buy in the store. Like people always be like, I hate tomatoes. I'm like, you never had a store homegrown tomato. Because if you
Right.
have a homegrown tomato, it's night and day from that mess you get in the store. The thing I think that surprised me the most though was potatoes, iced potatoes. My dad grew some yellow potatoes, and I'm like, my mom made them for dinner, and I'm like, I'm eating these, and I'm like, these they taste like they had butter in them already. Just eating them, just plain, light, fluffy, like even completely different texture than the potatoes you buy in the store. So just the
Mm-hmm.
quality, like I always tell folks, you don't have to have a big stretch of land like we got. Man, you could do container gardening. You can go to Sam's Club. They got these elevated gardeners planters you can buy. Just start off with a few things in a pot, and the difference in the quality of food is night and day compared to when you grow it versus what you get in the store.
I've seen one of the ones you talk about that you get from Sam's that you can put on the kitchen counter. I think I saw
Hmm.
somebody growing like herbs.
Yeah, I got an arrow
So,
garden. I'm about to my new arrow garden up and have herbs growing right there on the counter.
so of all the vegetables and herbs and everything, what would you say is the one that you like growing the most? Is there one in particular that you like?
Peppers and tomatoes. Yeah,
Okay.
peppers and tomatoes. Those are my two favorites. I like literally I'll take a tomato straight off the vine, rinse it off with the hose, eat it right then and there. If
Wow.
it's a certain varieties, you don't need salt, pepper, nothing.
You
Um,
don't?
nah, it's these cherry tomatoes we call sunsweet. Like they literally taste like it's sweet. I mean, it's just no way to describe it. Like you realize a tomato is a fruit when you try stuff like that. It's like it's sweet.
Yeah. I had one. I think I had one before. I think I was visiting my cousin's my cousin's grandpa because through marriage or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was I was like, oh, this is delicious. Let me get like 3 of these. He said, no, I'm in charge. I said, well, I'll just take this one and go on about my day, sir. Because
Yeah,
I'm
them
cheap.
heirlooms too. The big ones, man, them things they cost like buying them in the store costs a lot of money. But they take a long time to grow and usually only get like a few real good sized ones. But man, the taste of them things, I love when it's about to be the first frost and we have to pull everything off because
Right.
then my mom takes all the green tomatoes and makes chow chow, and then she'll be frying green tomatoes throughout the summer. So it's like that. It's a when you have everything growing right, it's like a whole process you can get. Just a rotation of different stuff coming in and out the garden.
Right. Fresh fried green tomatoes is delicious.
That, that it's
Straight off the vine.
I don't think I could be vegan, but the funny thing enough, it actually has a little meaty taste to it when they're real fresh.
Right.
Like you can make a meal out of them, man.
Yeah, I had one. I was like, yo, I can't eat no regular ones no more. I can't go to no restaurant and order them no more. Nah, straight off the vine, somebody's house, go ahead and fry them up. I'm in there.
Yeah.
In there. All right, since you know how to grill, since I've seen the evidence of the braised short ribs and the fish, yeah, I've seen the evidence. It's on his Twitter. I'm not Twitter. I'm talking about IG Twitter. But what are some growing pains that you have from grilling?
All right, so it's a long story, but I'm gonna try to abbreviate it. Uh, I got into grilling because I like fire. I like fire from an early age. Like fire so much to set the front yard on fire when I was 4. Uh, let's see, I used to set stuff on fire in the bathroom, and so my
Wow.
parents, my parents,
Wow.
my family.
A bruh, I'm just finding this like he was a pyromaniac.
You know what? And the messed up thing, I do. I was like, I used to always tell my family, I don't remember setting the yard on fire when I was 4. And then the older I got, I went, wait a minute. I said, Dad, when I set the yard on fire, was you cutting the grass? He was like, yeah. And I said, you left the gas can right by the porch, didn't you? He said, yeah. I said, I do remember setting the yard on fire. I do remember that. He's like,
That
but
man had this man had a Rick James moment. I don't remember putting my feet on his couch.
no, it ended up happening. So when I was about 16, 15, they like, all right, you like fire so much, you gonna start manning the grill. So that first time they let me set the fire and everything on the grill. He wasn't my brother-in-law at the time. My late brother-in-law, he was just a family friend, good friend to us, like a big brother to me. He helped me get everything started. I put so much charcoal in that thing, in that grill, it took the paint off the grill. So learning how to balance the heat in the grill, that was the biggest growing pain because I'm thinking just put in charcoal and get it as high as you can and then throw your meat on there. Yeah, you can't do that when meat got bones on it, partner. If you're doing like some burgers, some chicken breast, some boneless meat, yeah, hot dogs, you can do high heat. But he taught me how to do offset smoking. You know, if you got a barrel grill, push all the coals on this side, leave this side in. And then when we got our next grill, we had the firebox on the side. So put all your stuff in your firebox when you're doing like a brisket or a bunch of pork shoulder and put all them inside the barrel and smoke them for 8 to 14 hours, however long you want to do. And
Yep.
then now I do like a hybrid method. I'll have a few coals inside, most of the coals in the firebox. That way, I can kind of, put my bone and stuff on this side and put my ribs and all that over here and pack it up like that way. So, yeah, learning how to control the heat, learning how to cook things with the bone versus not having a bone, and veggies too. That's been my new thing, man. Quartering the cabbage, season it up, put some avocado oil, whatever kind of seasoning you want, and I put it like in an aluminum pan and smoke it, bruh. I never thought cabbage could taste that good.
Yeah, smoked cabbage is great.
Yeah.
Great. I've had some. I think they put like little jerk seasoning on top of it too.
Mm.
Yeah, right
Now
there.
that would be man. Now you gave me an idea right there. Some jerk cabbage. All
Yeah.
right, that's a good
All right.
idea.
Yeah. All right. So here's a little funny question that I thought of. So when the food is good, what song plays in your head?
It depends on what it is. It might be what's that, Heat Wave? Let Me Love You Down. Uh but that's when it's a dessert. That when it's something sweet, that's all coming to my head. When it's something I tell you, when it's some ribs or something, it's going down. I think that might be the one time Young Jock played in my head. Like I'm putting that finishing sauce on there, I'm like, it's about to go
Yeah.
down now. So yeah.
Let me see. For me, it's always gotta be a soulful type of song.
Mm-hmm.
If it's good, always and forever by Heat Wave
Okay.
on some good mac and cheese.
Mm.
It plays in my head right there. Right there. That one. But if it's bad, Adios by Trill Family.
Never heard that one.
You
I'm
heard
about to
that
look that
song?
one up.
Yeah, but with Lil Bootsy. When it's bad, I'm like, adios, throw the food away. What about you got a song that if it's bad? What if it's bad? What about yours?
Uh Man, if it's bad, what am I thinking about? No, I can't think about if it's bad because my mind gonna be so fixated on what's wrong with it.
Right.
I'm not even gonna
That's what I'd
think
be like,
about
nah,
it.
bro, it's gone. That's why I say
But
adios. It's out of my head.
I tell you one thing, not even a song, is just one part of the song. Uh, when Maxwell hit that note at the beginning of Fortunate, if it's something
Oh,
somebody made that I wasn't expecting it
that's
to
a
be
good
that
one.
good, that that play man like, woo, she put her foot in that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
but
That's another good one right there. That's a good, yeah, yeah. All right. Now, gonna play a game called breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick a spot, and you're gonna tell me where you're gonna eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at.
Okay.
This one, I'm gonna pick a city that we both know, Nashville. So for breakfast, lunch, and
Okay.
dinner, where you going in Nashville?
Ooh, okay. Now you know what? This is interesting because it's only one spot I ever used to get up early enough to go to in Nashville, and it's like the touristy spot ever, Pancake Pantry. But
Right.
those pancakes, I can't lie, that's the closest to my mama's pancakes I've ever had at a restaurant. Like just the fluffiness. The difference between my mom's pancakes and hers, she make gut busters, like a whole plate full. You're gonna be in a coma by the time you finish that thing. You gotta take insulin. You better make sure you took your metformin, your Jardiance, all that good stuff. You eating pancakes made by her, because your blood sugar level about to be trash. Yeah, but Pancake Pantry, man, they are consistent. I've never had a bad meal from there. That weight is, from where, but
Insane
yeah, but
to this day.
I can't knock it. If you consistent, you give a good product, I'm gonna go to it every time. So Pancake Pantry.
Right. Lunch. What you got?
Oh, lunch. You know what? It's a spot my boy D Trues put me on. We used to go there for lunch all the time, and it's used to be over by Ellison Place, Calypso Cafe.
I remember
Um,
that.
yeah, it used to be over there, like, between right when you go from the TSU part, you cross Charlotte, Elliston,
Mm-hmm.
like right where you get to Vandy, it used to be right up there in that little cut. Like Krispy Kreme was down the street, Wing
R.I.P. to
Basket, I think,
that.
right there, all that right
R.I.P.
there.
to that.
Man, you ain't kidding. That broke Wing Basket. Now when they closed, that broke my heart because they had them tenders, like 20-cent tenders on Tuesdays. That saved us in undergrad.
Man,
But
say,
that it was like
bro, say.
yeah, Calypso was like it was like a fusion Latin Cuban Tex-Mex kind of restaurant. But
Right.
their thing was they made everything in-house fresh. And they kind of it was kind of healthy too. But so like I think they still got one on Charlotte, I think. Or they got a couple locations, I think. Ellison and Charlotte, I think. I don't know. I ain't been in a while. I'm gonna hit it up next time I go.
There's a lot of stuff on Charlotte, so I can't really
Yeah,
remember.
right.
It's too much stuff on Charlotte. All right, now
Especially
what you got
compared
for
to when we
dinner?
were there.
Huh?
Oh, dinner. I said especially compared to when we were there.
Man,
Because
too much.
Charlotte night and day now from how it used to be.
Very
It
much
used to be
so.
Bethlehem. Now it's
It-
condos and high rises up and down
It's
there. Or
condos, high
condos.
rises. It's some
Yeah.
man, I forget. It was some random restaurant that you never heard of that's right there, and it's gonna close down in 2 years.
Right. Or it's some other spot that's been open since like 1942 in a strip mall. You like, how in the world is this place still open? But the locals know about it, so it should
Right.
stay open.
Right. It's
You said
there.
not
It's
dinner?
there for a reason.
Yep, you ain't kidding. Okay, let me ask you for dinner. We talking about something we could afford on a college budget or something I can afford now?
You can afford now.
I can afford now for dinner in Nashville. What's the name of that place? You know what? I've never been there, and I used to always want to try it out, but I'm gonna try it one of these days. It was a steakhouse down near Broad. Was it Demos or something like that?
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone? Ah, so I'm never gonna try that then.
Yeah, they
Uh
gone too. It's now gonna be a Italian restaurant now.
okay. Huh. Man, I'm trying to think then, like for it's definitely gonna be downtown then. Because I didn't get around enough places in Nashville, like fine dining establishments outside of what was downtown. So
If you think about the time, we couldn't.
no, absolutely not. That was a fantasy back in the day. Like, oh yeah,
Exactly.
all my local friends would be like, yeah, my parents were going there for their anniversary. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try that one of these days. But yeah, it wasn't an option back in the day, man.
Right.
Scraping and surviving. But yeah, that might be the one spot because I'm like, all we did in Nashville when we were an undergrad, man, it was like whatever was cheap was the move, or whatever was affordable was the move. We weren't doing much like it was chain restaurants, fast food spots, casual dining places, and that's it.
Hmm.
Now I tell you our favorite spot, and I think it's close too. Was on we used to go to for dinner. over on White Bridge. Was it Dalton's or something like that? It was White Bridge right before you get to like Belle Meade. I think it was was it Dalton's or it was someplace. It was I cannot think of it. It was near that Target on White Bridge.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I know
but
what
they
you're
used to
talking
have
about.
the they used to have the fruit tea. And to me, outside of hot chicken, that's like the best thing Nashville's ever done. Fruit tea and hot chicken. But yeah, that Calypso used to have it too, so that's why I like them getting it from there.
Let's talk about fruit tea since we're here.
Yeah.
Did it? I mean, fruit tea was good until after you drunk it. And then your mouth is dry, and now you want something else. I've never had tea like that. Like I had it for the first time, and I was just like, "Oh, this is good. This is delicious." And all of a sudden, man, give me some water. Give me some rap on that, man. I
Oh,
just,
you're right. You do need water to go with it because it's especially depending on how they make it. It's so sweet, and it's like
yeah,
it plays a trick on your brain because it's like fruit juice and tea had a baby, so it's like it just it throws you off a little bit. But I made some at home, and I was like, it's so much better you make it from scratch. But it's
oh,
one of those
okay,
drinks you can't. Such a short window you got to drink it in because you want it cold. You let it if you let it sit too long, it's gonna get water and then it's not gonna taste right. And then
right,
fruit and stuff are separating from it. So yeah, it's a tough drink, but it goes
yeah,
good with like I do like it with a lot of stuff the restaurants say to serve it with there. So
yeah. I've been out on that one for a while. Last
I
time
ain't
I
gonna lie,
had
I
it,
had that in like 10 years. So
yeah, the last time I had it, we were eating. I think we were having. I think it was at homecoming, and the lady brought some fruit tea to the tailgate, and I was eating some chicken. I was like, "Oh, what's this?" She said, "Fruit tea." Okay, okay, cool. And I was like, "Had the fruit tea." I'm like, "God damn, this ain't gonna work with the chicken now. It's not gonna work." I don't want to be rude to this lady, so I just ate the chicken, got some water, swig it up, got back to the fruit tea. I ain't want to be like that. So it was good tea. It's just dries you out too quick, too
yeah,
quick.
I guess.
Now, I know this is a little bit too early to ask this, but what is the best thing you ate this year so far?
Best thing I ate this year. Hmm. Trying to think what's something I had, and I was just like not expecting it to be like that good. Um, I'm actually, you know what? I'm just getting back to being social now that I got a bit of free time again. Actually, having social life. Because it's been 2 years nose to the grindstone. Work 5 days a week, and I was in all weekend. I was just
and
right
getting your
and
master's. Ooh, boy.
man, I see why all my friends went straight through out of undergrad because trying to do grad school as a working adult is a nightmare. But oh, you know what? Some snow crab legs, man. I never had them. I've been eating. I mean, not snow crab, king crab,
Okay.
and I didn't realize it was that big of a difference between king crab and snow crab. Like I'm like, I actually it was when I passed one of my praxis tests. I was like, I'm gonna treat myself, and I got some king crab legs from Crawfish Haven down in South Haven, Mississippi. And
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if I can go back to snow crab after that, man. Like just the ease of eating them, the taste. Like I mean, you just hit that. They gave me the little cutter thing. You slide that off. You get a hunk of meat this big, like that, and then dip it in the butter. It's like, and the taste, it's like, I mean, sweet. It's just, whatever you like about. If you like crab legs, snow crab legs, king crab is just that much higher on the level. So that's probably like that was like probably the most biggest surprise I think and enjoyable experience I've had eating this year because I learned
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know the difference between either one until I saw the leg. Till I saw king crab in an aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw
But
him in the aquarium, I'm like, oh, now I get it.
yeah, it looked like
Now I
somebody
get
out
why
of
people going
nightmare in
crazy.
real life, but yeah.
Had a nightmare in real life and just said, you know what? I'm gonna make these things big as a car.
Yeah. I always wonder stuff like that. who was the first person to eat it, man? Like, how desperate were they? They like, man, I'm eating one of them things. Throw it on the fire. Let's see what it
No.
turns out.
The real question is, how the hell did they catch in the first place?
Good point. Yeah.
Because if a king crab is deep in the ocean somewhere chilling, how do they know that they were down there to catch it?
Yo, that's
So
a good
you're a
point.
bold person off that alone. You're a bold person.
To even try to find it. Good point.
Right. To even try that. But yeah. All right, I don't know if I can ask you this since you haven't been out in a while, but
Well,
what was the
you know what?
last?
I got close to where I'm going. So yeah, go ahead.
You got lit. So I'm not gonna ask that question. I'm gonna skip the all hype question. So before we go, what do you think is the worst thing to bring into a work potluck?
Let's see. The worst thing, and I'm trying to think what's something I avoid. You know what? Any kind of like beans where you ain't done anything to it. Like you one of
Hmm.
them folks who make like it's one of my friend Brittany. She make fire like baked beans, but she put so much stuff into them. It's like, all right, like she ain't done something special to this. But when you just take something out of a can and like, oh, I made it special, they put some salt in it, like that kind of stuff. You ain't put any effort into it. Anything you ain't putting any real effort into, man, leave it at home. If you took it in the can and sprinkle some lemon pepper on it, and you call that cooking it, nah, leave that at home. Put some effort into it. That's all I'm asking. Yep.
That is hilarious. Like, who does that? Like that?
All the time, man. I work at
I
a
didn't know you
school.
do that.
Like
Oh yeah, you work at
we
school
have,
too, so
so we have teacher cook-offs usually around like special events like the Super Bowl. So folks will do
right.
like chili, or they'll do what do we have another one? We had like a bacon cook-off too. But like the chili, a couple of them, I was sitting there like, is this some canned chili? Like, I ain't in no way somebody took some time to like make. Why did you even enter the competition? Like, you just wasted our
They just
time.
wanted to be a part. They just wanted to be a part.
I guess so, but I have wasted valuable real estate in my stomach for this mess. Even a spoonful of it wasn't worth it. That's a spoonful of something good. I'm not gonna be able to eat now because I ate your canned Hormel chili.
A chili cook off and you bring a canned chili to the party. That is
It
hilarious.
seemed like it was canned. I put it like that because they let
Okay.
everybody try everybody else. I was like, I don't know who made this, but they sold the short on this one. This is not a win. And actually, I entered the chili I made, and I entered the chili my students made in class, and the one my students made in class won the whole thing.
Wow.
Yep. So I was
Shout out to
proud of
the
it that
kids.
day. Yeah.
Shout out to the kids.
Yep.
Beating up on the adults. That's what I like. Shout out to the kids. But hey man, I thank you for waking up early this morning to join me here in the Big Back Lounge. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you,
Um,
man.
been watching for a while. I'm like, hey, this man is a fool, man. I like this guy. This man here, man. We can kick it. But I
I
didn't know
appreciate
you was getting your masters, and I was like, this man just disappeared. And I'm like, where'd this man go? And then
That's
that's it.
exactly
Oh, here's me in the road. Here's you in the road.
that's bro, you ain't lying. That's exactly what happened. It was like
You were
I looked at
dead to
my
the world.
timeline. You can see my timeline just start slowly dying off when I started. It's like, oh, he's taking one class here, taking two, taking three. That time it just died, man. But I'm
But
back now. I'm back with a vengeance, man. I'm
all
gonna
right.
do a
So
full.
so what's some places you're looking at? So what's some places?
Number one, I want to support one of our TSU alums. Going to 111 Madison. I haven't been yet. I've seen like a lot of pictures and stuff. It looks like the kind of spot I want to just go and chill and have a drink at.
Okay.
And then it's another spot. It's not Speakeasy, but it's kind of got like a Speakeasy vibe. I can't remember the exact name of it. But my friend Meredith, I think is one of her cousins, one of his spots. So I want to try that one out too. Kinfolk is a spot I'm looking forward to trying too. For
Yeah,
breakfast.
I hope they get their stuff back together, cause
Yeah, I saw
yeah,
the repairs and stuff being done, so I'm hoping they get that squared away. I had a
yeah,
chance to
for
go over
sure.
the break, on summer break. my cousin's wife and her sister went. They were like, "Yeah, we're going to Kinfolk," but I already had plans, and so they were talking about how good it was, and then I missed out on the chance to go, so I'm regretting that now.
Yeah, that's time I went. They didn't have the hat that I want. They have a bacon, egg, and cheese hat, and they didn't have it. It's like the Bass Pro logo, but with bacon, egg, and cheese. I was like, I want that hat. They didn't have them more that time, so I got to go back and get one
Okay,
as soon as
you
they
didn't have
stock it back up.
are the biscuits as good as everybody say?
They're very good. They're very big. They're bigger than what you think.
Okay,
And then you add the chicken, that's gonna be bigger than you think. So you got a big old chicken biscuit, and you gotta pick out to yourself how you gonna eat that, or you gonna save it for later, or whatever.
ain't no
But
save
me,
flavor.
ain't no
It's
saving
getting
for
done.
later. But
It's getting done.
it's getting ate quickly because nobody wants to eat cold chicken and a cold biscuit like that. Nope, nope. That's especially his biscuit because it's so thick, so you don't want to eat it cold.
Yeah, it don't. Biscuits
But
don't
they,
ever heat up right anyway. Reheat right anyway.
man, they don't. It's crazy.
Because it's gonna get too hard on the top, and it's not gonna be as fluffy in the middle. It never heats up right. It's like,
I'm gonna try to.
but yeah,
I'm gonna try to reheat up one in the air fryer, see how that works.
yeah. That might be
I'm
the
gonna try
move.
that
Put it
one.
on like reheat. Yeah.
Try an air fryer. But anyway, man, thank you for joining me. Thank you all. Thank you guys for watching and on the tubes of you and also listening as well. Thank you for the feedback. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Really do appreciate it. But like I always say, your big back ass is always welcome here in the Big Back Lounge. Peace.
But